Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world today, and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today, as always. And we were doing this series on, what were we doing the series on? Oh, how to overcome social anxiety, how to murder social anxiety. Excuse me. We were on step 4 and we were going to do step 5 today, but I am not going to do that yet. I will keep you in suspense. The next step is going to be a scary one for you if you've been sitting behind your computer for years or months or days, wishing you were out there meeting people. But wish in one hand and crap in the other and see what you get the most of, my dad used to say. I had to think about that for a while. My dad didn't say too many things too funny, but that was kind of funny. But when he said that, I was wanting something. I wished I had this, and that's what he told me. Basically, I think the message there was to get off your ass, do some work. So I've learned to work. My father and mother showed me a very good work ethic by their example. They both worked for a company for like 36 years and retired from there. Plus, they worked at other places before they worked at these places. They got up every day and went to work, whether they felt like it or not. Very seldom did they ever stay home from work, even if they were sick. So I appreciate that. And on to today's topic. But like and like and subscribe. And I have a prescription for you today. A prescription for you if you are in a relationship where you are getting disrespected and devalued. This happens quite a bit to us men. We get in a relationship and you know what we do? We become complacent. We've got her. I don't have to do anything anymore. I can just come home, sit on the couch, drink a beer, and she's gonna be here. Well, she will be there for a while, but if you bore her, guess what? She's going to look for biker Chad or meth dealer Chad or the badass bad boy Chad to replace you because she doesn't want to be bored. You can do just about anything you want to a woman except bore her. If she gets angry, that's good. Whatever makes her angry works. Women have to feel emotions. Contrary to what society and maybe some of your friends have told you, a steady man is not what they want. Well, they want security to a certain degree, but they want to wonder about you. And if they don't wonder about you, they're going to find someone they can wonder about. They want to know that if you wanted to, you could go out and find another woman, that you have options, or that you could easily create options. Every woman wants to know that other women want her man. She may act angry about that when women flirt with you, but that keeps her attracted to you. I know that sounds strange, and a lot of people tell you don't flirt in front of your woman. You don't have to flirt, but if other women flirt with you, that's a good thing. It keeps her competition anxiety going. I was just helping a client, and he's been with a woman for a couple years, and they have a couple kids. They've been with 3 or 4 years, maybe. They have a couple kids. They're not 40 years old yet, and he has been getting disrespected. She doesn't want to be with him anymore. He doesn't know whether she's cheated on him or not, but he's not sure, and he's really just feeling devalued. And I've been there, been the same situation. My last marriage, I had 6 kids, and probably the last 3 or 4 years of the marriage, my wife was actually encouraging me to go out and be with someone else. But of course, when I actually did that, she had a goddamn fit. But I think she was trying to assuage her guilt because she was cheating on me. So there you go. I thought it was kind of odd that she kept telling me to mess around. I had been married before and had girlfriends when I had a wife, but I never blatantly told them that I was cheating on them. They didn't really want to know. They knew it, but they didn't want to know it blatantly. You can do a lot of things, but don't rub something in your woman's face, or your wife's face, or your girlfriend's face, or anyone's face as far as that goes. People don't like things rubbed in their face. Sometimes they choose to believe the comfortable lie. So let's say you're in one of these situations. You've got a girlfriend or a wife, and she hasn't had sex with you for a month, 2 months, 6 months, 2 weeks, and it's always you having to push her to do it, and she does it like it's an obligation. Hey, I've been there. And you're like, what the hell? I'm a good father, a good husband. I take care of her. I buy her gifts on her birthday, Valentine's Day. I take her out to eat. But she doesn't want to give me any sex. What's wrong with this picture? I thought when a man got married that I did my part, she did her part. She took care of me, physically, emotionally, mentally, as I do her. But it doesn't work that way. Somewhere along the way, you have lost the spark because you thought you had her nailed down. Now, maybe when she gets 40 or 50, but then again, that may not be true either because Will Smith's wife, I think, is getting close to 50. I'm not sure about that, but she's somewhere in 40 or 50. And she still is, I guess, having affairs or had an affair anyway. And I'm not judging her. I'm just using her as an example. So usually younger women have more problem with this of being bored. So what I'm telling you is this: you have to do the same thing you did when you met her, even after you've been married 5 or 10 years. What was it about you that attracted her to you? What kind of a man were you? And why aren't you that man now? If you had something in you that attracted her to you, you need to be that same man or becoming more of that man. Now, of course, if you were a bad boy and you were going to the bars every night, that's not too congruent with having a family. But you still need to keep that air of bad boyness inside of you. Because if you don't, remember, that's what she was attracted to. And if it's not there anymore, guess what? She'll go find another bad boy somewhere else. You can find stories all over the internet about this, about guys losing their woman to a bad boy. They were going to work every day. They were taking the kids to the ball games. They were providing. They were taking her out once a week for dinner. And she left him. She said something to them like this: honey, I love you, but I'm just not in love with you. You're a good father and a good husband, but I just can't live this kind of life. I heard one of those myself one time when I was married, right before she went off with the meth dealer that just got out of jail and was on house arrest with an ankle bracelet. So there you go. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make a sense. But women act more on emotions than logic. Logically, you think that's crazy. Why would she leave someone like that who took care of her? He didn't beat her. He wasn't crazy. And speaking of that, in my situation, after I split up with her, she came over here one time, a couple months or after we were split up, beat up because this guy had beat her up. She was all wound up, and she wanted to leave her car here because she was afraid this guy was going to steal her car. See, she come running back to security, which was me. That's another whole story. But that's just typical. These women sometimes do that. Not all women, but just like men have certain traits and characteristics about them, women have certain traits and characteristics about them too. What they're attracted to, what they're not attracted to, what turns them on, what turns them off. And men are the same things. There are exceptions, of course, to everything, but in general, this is how it is. And I've learned this from my 61 years in life. I've been married 4 times, and I've been with a lot of women. I don't know what the numbers are because I didn't count. I wasn't a notch counter. But I've had a lot of women, and I've enjoyed a lot of women, and a lot of women have enjoyed me too. At least I hope so. Now I know they have. So that's what I'm speaking from, my experience, and I've also studied a lot of relationships and listened to a lot of people talk and helped a lot of people in their relationships. From my failures, I've learned what not to do. If you want to know what someone can help you with, or interviewing someone for a job or whatever, ask them about their failures and see if they've learned from their failures. Everyone can succeed, but can they get their butt back up when they fail? I want to say get their ass back up when they fail. Can they keep getting up when they've been knocked down time and time again? If you look at the most successful people in life, they have failed many, many times. Many the multi-millionaires have filed bankruptcy or had more than once. I never did. I come close, and I would have once, but guess what? I didn't have the money. So it took me years to pay back those people. But my plan was to file bankruptcy and then pay them back anyway. And I got a couple of lucky breaks. One time I was about more than probably 50,000 behind in taxes. And that worked itself out too. And I don't owe that anymore today. Another time I owed taxes from 1998, and I finally got that paid off just here a while back. That was in Missouri. They never forgive that crap. So I've failed many times and I've learned from it. Sometimes I had to fail in the same situation over and over again to learn from it. And you may have to do that too. But don't give up. If you just keep getting back up, you will eventually get to where you want to go. These things are all character building situations that you have drawn into your life to become the great person that you're meant to be, and to become great at whatever it is you want to be great at. So don't stop. Just keep getting back up. Don't give up, and look within, because that's where all the answers lie. Within you. Take the focus off of her or him or them or whoever, the situation, and look within yourself, because that's where everything begins and ends, the Alpha and the Omega of your world. That's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.